kept seeing a car go into the water. All day they've been showing me reruns in my mind of Adventures with Purpose. VP's gonna find her in the Prosser Lake.
We have found Kylie Rodney's vehicle. Again, our search for Kylie at Prosser Creek Reservoir on August 21st at 10.
There are plenty of questions and very few answers after 4 students at the University of Idaho were found murdered in their off-campus house.
It's like if you look at Ted Bundy's eyes and you look at his eyes, they're the same. Maybe a little bit lighter. The one thing that I keep seeing is curls. So I don't know if he has curly hair or wavy hair, and that might be when it's grown out. I think he elongated, like his face might be a little bit longer. There's a reference to a pointier type nose. He honestly looks a lot like Ted Bundy, but like a jacked up Ted Bundy. Like not as handsome. I keep getting like a security guard or a badge. Like a Brian or something like that. It's because they are going to catch him. Because I'm seeing him in an orange jumpsuit. He wasn't as smart as he thought he was. Okay. He's probably going to go to jail for this eventually. I keep getting December.
The name Richard again.
I also get the name Rick. Damn name Allen is coming in again.
Jailed 50-year-old Richard Allen in connection with the double murder. Teen best friends Libby German and Abby Williams went hiking on a trail and never came home.
Done on November 20th, 2019 at 7:14 p.m. Quentin, but I'm seeing trash and I don't.
9:42 Wednesday morning. Quentin Simon's mom told 911 her little boy was gone.
I do keep hearing a trash truck though. Then I keep hearing the trash truck. It's almost, that's one thing I can't get rid of is the twisting of the trash bag. And so then I'm like, well, is he in the trash? Okay. Unfortunately, I hate to say that. I do hear landfill. Could be the
New tonight, a heartbreaking search underway in Georgia for a missing toddler. Police are sifting through trash at a landfill for the remains of 20-month-old Quentin Simon.
And I felt like he was going to be found. That was earlier in the day.
3-year-old boy found alive and in good health.
And I said, like, within 3 miles, but I'm not seeing him being hurt, and I'm not seeing someone coming up and getting him.
And I said, were you alone? Yes.
The main 2 things I keep getting is the wooded area and the shed.
Well, to take cover in that shed.
Late into the night to find.
I see him running to the woods. Oh, I keep getting the repeated image of him running to the woods. Okay. So maybe he decided he wanted to go play and then he kind of got lost in the woods. Be within 2 miles. I keep getting a reference to the edge of the woods. And so he's still alive because I'm not using him to get this information.
Right.
Around in the woods like I can't find my way out. I'm stuck. And I said he's in a bush.
Okay. I went across a field of grass. I came up on some woods. Sure enough, I went in the woods and about 100 feet from where I was at. I think he was in some stickers. There's a lot of stickers and all there.
Tonight in our Missing series, a case that we have heard a lot about from our viewers.
He wants to take me down the road to like a neighbor's house or something, like another farm. I also hear neighbor. He said he knows this guy. He knows him. And he's a neighbor. I don't know what the friends come in.
Suspect, 58-year-old James Brenner, who also happens to be Dylan's closest neighbor in the remote desert area of Lucin.
Hi guys, so this is a continuation from last night's channeling with cards and myself. I told you guys I would come back and do another channel, and today I always try to go where I'm pulled and do it the way I feel pulled to do it. So today I'm going to do it with a sitter. I'm going to do it with Lizzie. So for those of you who don't understand what a sitter is for, they're there to validate what they know and be somebody to bounce off of energetically. It just helps the energy because that's kind of like I'm using her energy. I'm talking to someone, and therefore it helps the energy flow a little bit more. And if I get the validation, which she'll only validate what she knows, she probably doesn't know everything. I kind of pulled her into this on last minute, and it's like 2:41 in the morning. So, you know, she's obviously not going to know everything. Whatever she doesn't know, she's just going to say yes or okay or whatever. It'll just keep me going. I don't second guess as much, and it just helps the energy flow. So please be nice to my sitter in the comments and me, and we only allow positive comments here. And remember that this is for entertainment purposes only. Everyone is innocent until proven guilty. And I can't figure out if I'm going to add this to the reading that the card reading and everything, or if I want to do it separate. It seems that whenever I do it separate, my videos don't get the same amount of views. So I'm kind of thinking of putting it all together because I feel it's important. So we'll see. Keep in mind the information that comes in. Again, past, present, future, symbolic, metaphoric, not always literal. And if whatever I feel, I'll let you know I'm feeling it. I'm already getting a headache. I already know. There's things that I know. I try not to know everything. Or I try not to know things. If I know things about a case, I will not work it. If I say things that are known, I'm not thinking about that crap while I'm channeling. It's just coming in. I'm going to tell you it anyways because Spirit will validate. It's not like I'm not going to ever get anything that's not known. So keep that in mind. But I try to get stuff that isn't known. The point is, it's his voice. It's his story. And I'm going to let him say it and show it the way he wants to. And again, I might not see things exactly as they are because it might be more metaphoric, or he's trying to show me and I'm not getting it correctly right. I'm just a human connecting to another vibration. So that's something we have to remember too. I'm not perfect. So whatever he tells me is what he tells me, and that's the way that it is. We hang on to anything that doesn't make sense right now. Remember, this is a story. You can pick up anything around the story, past, present, or future, anything around that happened that night, all of that. So I'm just going to tell you things as I see them, or what I see. However you perceive it, it makes the most sense, is what Spirit's trying to say. Sometimes I may misperceive, but I'm just going to try to explain what I'm seeing in hopes that we can understand it. Because visions are kind of like, they can be blurry sometimes and always clear. But I already talked about this in the beginning of the video. I'm just throwing it back out there because this is a channeling, and it's a little bit, tad bit different. So yeah, I'm gonna bring on Lizzie now, and so please, not a lot of comments about why a sitter's there because I just explained it.
Hello.
All right, there's Lizzie. All right. So I do just scribble, try to get information as I'm scribbling. It just kind of brings my focus for those of you that don't know, that are new here. I mean, Tyler Henry does it.
My nice Psychic Sleuth mug. Everybody, you could get yours on Bonfire. Look how cute it is. Okay.
I know, it is cute. Linktree.
Linktree. It's got the logo.
Okay, I think he wants to, like, I always try to get like their personality and stuff too. Sometimes, like when we channel like this, it seems like they do show that a little bit more. So it's like he's showing me him like laughing and smiling and having a good time. One thing I do know he did play football, but it's like, I don't know if he really loved the sport or if he played it for quite a while or if he was really good at it, because he keeps taking a football and playing with it in his hands. And he's like smiling and laughing, and his hair is kind of like this. Like, I feel like, I don't know if he was popular. It comes across as he was popular or well liked, for the most part. We all know how high school can be, but high school, college, I don't know what he was in. How old was he?
I think he was like 9.
Was he right out of high school?
I thought he was either.
Because I'm getting 18, but I don't know if that's right.
My apologies. I don't know much about this.
He can show me any point in his life.
19.
19. Okay. I don't wonder why I'm getting 18 unless he's just showing me like how it was when he was in high school or before he graduated, or if there's a reference to something that happened like a year before. I'm not really sure. But just hang on to it. But this, I think he's like showing me like how he was in high school.
He just graduated.
Okay, so I mean that makes sense as far as like I don't know if he's just really happy when he used to play. It's like I see him. It's almost like a picturesque picture that he shows me of him, like him smiling and laughing and kind of just like sitting there and playing with the football. I don't know. He's just like kind of showing me that, and I kind of get a reference to like how football players are mostly well liked in high school. Like he shows me like walking down the hallway, like a movie kind of thing. Like how I don't know why he's showing me that, if he's trying to show he's like popular or because I do feel like he was popular. That's the way it's coming in. I mean, of course we all have enemies, but I feel like for the most part he's popular and well liked, and I mean that's the way it's coming in. Yeah. So I don't know. He's showing me. I don't know why he's showing me this. It makes no sense. He's like he's talking about his grades. So I don't know if he's showing like ABCs. So I feel like that's kind of like maybe mostly what he got. But I get like he's pretty smart. There might have been a time where there's a little bit of a dip in his grades, but it went back up. I don't know why he's showing that. It must be significant for some reason. But do we know if he got like was he planning on going to college, or was there like a scholarship or something? There's like something about going to college. It's almost like I also get like for some reason like technical stuff, whatever that means, like, or is it like a tech school or college? I'm not really sure. I don't know.
I'll be honest, that I did not see.
Yeah. Well, whatever we don't know, it's fine.
But I know sometimes when they're on the football team, if their grades like do dip, like you said, they have to pull them. So maybe that's why, like maybe his grades were dipping, and so he had to bring his grades back up. And I feel like
Yeah,
typical team
I don't know
stuff.
if they dipped that far, but I don't know. It's
I mean,
he just kind of comes across as like the all-American boy. Like that's the best way that I can kind of pick it up. And you know what movie is like coming in? Varsity Blues. Like for some reason I'm getting a reference to that movie.
I know what one you're talking about. Yeah. He was
I mean, I love that
going
movie. It's funny, but he's referencing that. So I don't know what the reference is to that, but
he wasn't going to college. He was actually
like a tech school or something like that.
He was going to join the military.
Wonder if it's like there's something about tech that's coming in. Like, so I don't know if it's like he's doing something in the military tech. I don't know what that means. Like, I keep wanting to put it towards a tech school because in the military we have jobs, but then after he got out of the military, it could be something that he was wanting to do. I don't know. I don't really understand this. He's not as clear as I would like him, and I don't know if that's him or me. I hear like last hurrah. So I don't know if this whole party thing was like his last hurrah before he went off somewhere. Before he went off to the military, like you said. It's weird he's not showing me the military. But that could have like paid for school at some point. I just don't know what he means by like tech school. It's not like fully college. Tech school isn't, I don't think. I don't know. I'm gonna let it go because I don't understand it, but let's hang on to it. Do you know if this was, does it say anything about like this being like his last hurrah or something like that? Or like before he went off?
Okay, so what they're saying is that he was waiting for his cousin to graduate so that they could both go into the Marine Corps together. But I'm not seeing anything about last hurrah, but if they all just graduated, I could see like why you're getting that, because like friends are going off to college, maybe this one's going here, like they kind of separate their ways, so maybe it
Yeah.
was like a last hurrah for like like all of his close friends type deal. So I mean that makes sense.
Yeah, and depending on like how fast he was gonna join too, like, but if everybody was gonna split up, I don't know. I feel like I'm confused on everything he's
In the
telling me.
year to go into the military.
Huh?
It seems like he was waiting a year to go into the military. Like his cousin was a year behind him, so it looked like they would be going like like when his cousin graduated this year.
Well, I don't know. Maybe you're right about it just being like just everybody partying together before people did their own things. I don't know. I don't really know. I wonder if there's like, you said Marines, right?
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if there's anything with like jets or planes involved, because I feel like I hear a jet flying over, like how that sounds. But that could be anything. Like eventually, maybe I don't know. It can be symbolic, but sometimes,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's, I don't know why I'm getting that, but it's repeating until I say it. But it's like I can hear jets flying over. So I don't know. I feel like they had to have been like celebrating something though.
They
Like
were.
I understand kids get together and do stuff like this, but he's talking about like this was some sort of celebration that they, for something.
Yes, it was a Labor Day weekend 22nd birthday bash of a
Oh,
friend.
Labor Day. Jets. Military.
Oh.
And he was waving the flag and I was like, well, that doesn't make sense. So now it does. I was questioning it because I was questioning the Jets, but now that makes sense. It's just symbolic. Okay.
There you go.
FFS. Should have said the flag waving. I didn't say it because I was questioning the Jets. I didn't know. Oh, I hate myself sometimes. Okay. Because I think if I would have said that, you would have understood. You would have understood if I would have said the flag waving.
We got it. We figured it out.
Yeah. Yeah, but it would have been better if I would have just said it instead of sitting here going, like questioning, going back and forth in my mind. Was there like camping out and stuff too? Do you know?
I don't see camping out, but I wouldn't be surprised because this was like a huge Labor Day 22nd birthday bash, like it was advertised and it's like a rural part, but it did say house party. But I mean, if you have like that many people, how are they all staying in the
It
house?
doesn't feel like it's only in the house though. Like I keep getting reference to like I don't know if it's coming in like the like I don't know how to explain it. It's like party at night and play during the day kind of thing. So it's like playing during the day, like I hear motors. And I don't know if they only had like one vehicle, two vehicles, different kinds of things. And I also get like acreage, like maybe kind of a large property, but again, it feels like there's trails and stuff, or there's like woods or trees. I'm taking any kind of trees I look as wooded, but it's like trees here and there, and then like also sand and trails. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's kind of how I'm seeing it.
It does make sense. I mean, they said it was kind of like a remote area, and they did have all-terrain vehicles that they were riding.
That's
So
what they're called. That's what they're called. But I mean, I was hearing like just the different motors. That's just like my symbolism for motorcycles, ATVs, other vehicles, anything like that. But people were day drinking too, or I don't know where the hell the parents were in all this, because it seems like, I mean, I'm sure there was parents there, but it's just weird because they were like drinking and also driving these things. Like maybe not slosh, but like, how people like go to the beach and they have a beer and then they're not saying they're at the beach. It's just a reference. Spirit uses my references, but it's like I have a beer and then I drive a vehicle, that kind of thing. Or like, you know what I mean? I don't think everybody was sober during the
you're
day.
right. You're right.
Okay. Oh, he's using the word incident. So I don't know if there was some sort of incident because of that.
Yeah. Well, he ended up there's what's called like a 6x6. It's not a quad. It's like enclosed, like a little thing that you drive. It could be like a four-seater. And I guess whoever owned it had went to bed, and he had taken the keys. And later on at night, I guess after having multiple drinks, there was an incident with that.
Okay, so that's why he's using the word incident. But he was drinking. But people were also day drinking. But that's why he's coming up with like drinking and driving it. But I also get like during the day drinking. So it's like it's a multiple meaning thing. You know what I mean?
It seems like that's what they were doing. Like drinking, maybe doing some things during the day, and as like it could like progressed, it was
Yeah.
like all day drinking, partying.
He's like saying not smart, but like he looks back now and he's like it's not smart, but he's like showing like talking about like a keg stand. I don't know if he did that or he's just saying like that stuff that was going on. getting 3. I don't know. Oh, it's like 3 days. The third, 3 months, 3 weeks, 3 o'clock, 3 people. Which,
can't
given
when you
my
do
last
this.
reading, I don't know.
I seriously cannot cannot take it when you do this. Okay, so the 3 could be multiple meanings. He was supposed to go to a 3-day hardcore like rock concert event, and instead he chose to go to this Labor Day party bash, which was supposed to be over 4 days. But I think he ended up showing up on Saturday. So, that would be like your 3 days that he was supposed to be there. But there were also 3 people in this 6x6 when he overturned it.
Okay. Was anybody hurt with that? I don't know why all of a sudden, like, my chest starts hurting. I got that with him in the last reading, though. Like, my chest and my... I want to cough, but my chest and, like, my ribs and stuff hurt. So, I don't know if that has to do with his passing or if it has to do with someone that was involved in the incident. He's calling it an incident, not an accident, but an incident.
They said that it just kind of overturned on its side, like it never like did a full
Yeah.
turn, and that somebody at the party, I guess there was like a nurse there, and looked at him and said like he was okay. So it just seems like, from what I read, like what I got from it, because we have quads and things like the 6x6s and stuff. We don't have a 6x6, but we have friends who do. It just seems like maybe he took it too fast and it just kind of like overturned on its side, and they were able to
Yeah.
push it back up, and it didn't seem like anybody
I
got
get
hurt
that.
in it.
I don't know if it's from his passing or not either, because I had this when I channeled him before. Like my chest, and I want to cough in my ribs. Almost like there's some kind of trauma to the body in that way, but I don't know if it's from the accident or from his passing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just that something that I'm feeling.
I mean, and it's kind of hard to say, because if everybody was drinking at this party, like your assessment could be off. You might not think it's anything, or I mean, maybe he wasn't hurt like they said. It doesn't seem like
Yeah.
it doesn't seem like it was anything major from what's being reported, but
No, I mean, it could be from his passing. I mean, it makes sense from what I saw as far as his passing is concerned. It's just he's giving that to me now. So. I wonder if there's a cross where he was. He keeps showing me like a cross on the side of the road. I know I'm jumping ahead, but pain in the middle of my back. It feels like it's mostly like upper body stuff. And again, I'm probably feeling his passing, but I always want to cough with him. It's almost like in the other reading, I was getting like a broken rib or like lungs, something of that. I mean, I know most of it's in the head because I get that too, but I also feel like I want to cough, and I've got like that, like that feeling. But it's going into my spine too. I keep hearing a bunch of guys laughing here. Because I got in the last reading, there was dares and stuff, but I wonder about like pranking or like just doing stupid guy stuff. I feel like he's talking about like he was good at pissing people off. So although he was I feel like maybe popular in high school and stuff. Like he had a way about him, like I don't know if it's the way he said things or whatever, but it's almost like he has that type of personality to where he might tick people off. And it might be for like a little thing. It might not be even, you know what I mean? Like maybe he's misunderstood in a way, but I feel like I don't know how to explain this. You know, some people are like snarky and they just like snarky kind of smart assed. Um and it's not saying that they're bad, like bad kids or bad people. Like I feel like he was popular and stuff, but he's also kind of like snarky and like sarcastic, and I feel like maybe even a little ego with him. Um and maybe it kind of might have irritated some people. But I also get like he had fake people around him that he thought were friends, but like I don't know. There's a reference to like frenemies, and in the beginning of this, like snake in the grass, which the snake in the grass came in the actual um reading. I mean the actual reading before this, but he was showing me earlier like a snake slithering in grass. So I'm taking that as like someone that pretended to be someone they're not, or they're like an enemy in the midst. You know what I mean? Because I feel like this was very personal. This wasn't like a stranger. This comes across as from what I saw, again, it comes across as like anger, jealousy, and I'm wondering, it feels like there's a couple reasons maybe behind this. Maybe the incident has something to do with it, maybe it doesn't. I got a greenish color vehicle last night. What color was that vehicle? I don't know if it's that vehicle or the car.
Stop it.
I just want to see if I was getting it right or not, because last night I kept getting like this greenish color, a flash of it, but I didn't know if it was like what kind of vehicle it was. You know what I mean? It's just like the
It's a
flash of the
John
color.
Deere 6x6. John Deere is green. Well, green and yellow, but mainly green.
Oh, okay. I wonder if I don't know if that's just to show me the color green, because it's like the green seems like darker metallic or something. I keep getting that flash of I don't know if it's the same one. Like I get the John Deere thing is green, but this is like things can have multiple meanings, but like the colors, but this is like a metallic dark color. There's a reason he's showing that, and I don't know.
Are you sure
But
that color you're getting, like the metallic color, it being
yeah,
it's dark, it's green?
I mean, like I said, that's the way I see it. It could be to
Okay.
tell me the color green, but I just want to make sure, like, I want to say it in case there's a car with that color, like a metallic dark color type green. Because when I try to see this happened at night, right? Do we know?
Early, like it was nighttime, like like 3 going into like 3 o'clock in the morning, stuff like that. 3, 4 o'clock, something like that. 3:41.
Okay, there's another reason for 3, but okay, so it's dark because it's 3 o'clock in the morning. It's dark here because it's like I keep trying to see, and I can't see that well, especially like the color of the car. But the color seems a darker color. But he keeps flashing that like metallic green at me. But it feels like it's more like a sports looking car or a 4-door car. I don't know if they had those there. I don't know if he's just showing me a car that's significant. I feel like he was, according to last reading, definitely hit with a vehicle. Just I don't know what kind of vehicle, but it feels kind of like a sportish car. But it could be something else. I just know it's a vehicle. It feels like something that somebody gets in really quick though. Because it's weird. It's like I don't even know. It's hard to explain. Like It's hard to take what I'm feeling and what I'm getting and putting it into like words and explain it. Because it comes across as like, I don't know if he was cheating with someone's girlfriend or somebody that somebody liked. Because not only did I get all those cards I got, but it's almost like he explain this. He doesn't really care, like, in the terms of I can't say that. It's not that. I mean, he cared, but it's like, I don't know if the guy treated her bad or, you know, I hear like status. So I don't know if she was with this guy out of status or what the status. I don't know what he means by that, like status. I don't know what that means. But it feels like there's a lot around this situation. Like, again, jealousy, anger, argument are things that come in. But it feels like I'm caught. I hear like caught red-handed. So I don't know if he was in the midst of doing something at some point. And got caught. Or there's an altercation, because I hear like the word altercation. But prior to that, I don't know if it seems like people were like screwing around with him. But I don't know if this is like in a, because it was almost like it's so hard to explain what I'm getting because everything feels so chaotic in my head right now. Because there's a lot going on. And so that's why I'm stumbling a little bit. But this was partially planned. I mean, I pulled the planned card. I'm being reminded of that. Like, this was something that you could take the party was planned, right? But they wanted to make sure he was there. So I don't know what they promised him or what happened for him to change his mind to go from the concert to the party. But it's like, we want to make sure he gets here for whatever reason. And maybe they didn't plan on a red rum, but it might have turned into that because
the reason why he didn't go
really
to the
mad.
rock party was because like somebody that he was supposed to go with, like family member, was 16, and then they didn't think it was a good idea for the 16-year-old, I guess, to go to this rock concert. So he decided to go to this party. But you're right, it was pure chaos. And when you said like about like messing around with him and stuff, like they ended up like drawing on his like buttocks and like stuff like that on his torso. And then
It's
there
like
was like a slap game or something that was like caught on video.
my cat just laid on my book. Well, because in my other reading I was getting like dares and stuff, but then now I'm getting like maybe they were dared to prank or I feel like there was dares involved at some point. I mean, that's what kids do when they're together. But like I'm getting like pranking and stuff like you just described, but it's like let's screw with him kind of thing. I don't have anything to do with his personality because he keeps talking about like maybe sometimes he could be an ass. Like most 19-year-olds. But again, I feel like there's some kind of argument. I don't know if like he was already hooking up with this girl or he hooked up with her there and she belongs like she's with somebody else or even if no, it feels like they're like together, but Like, there's a lot of anger. This is very personal involved in this. And it wasn't an accident. It's not how it comes across. Like, if we go back to the reading I got yesterday, like, it comes across like he was mowed down and then attacked. But it's over a few different things. But basically, it feels like it's over a girl. That's the way it comes across. But it's almost like, too, like, I don't know if they're picking on him in a, like, you know how football buddies sometimes pick on other football buddies?
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like that, like, feeling, or if it's like they pick on him, but then they, like, how to explain this? But then they, like, put it off like that's what football buddies do, or that's, almost.
Okay.
And the only reference that I can kind of think about, or like maybe they were just trying to be funny and joke around, but I really feel like he ticked people off sometimes or something, or a bunch of chaos in my head. I feel more like chaotic than I did last night. Whatever it was with his clothes, it's like he put him on in a hurry to run. Like, and I feel like he was running from people. So whatever he did, I really feel again like there's some sort of relationship, or like over a girl, whether, you know, it's just like a drunk kiss or whatever it may be. We all know how kids are that age.
Let me just validate some things before we go any further, because I know, like, it's probably like chaotic in your head because it was like pure chaos.
It is. I
So
can't figure out like what feelings are his, what feelings are other people's. What, like I
Noah,
said, he comes off as like being sarcastic and an asshole, but also a good guy. So again, could only be when he's drunk, or just maybe he had two different sides to him and he annoyed people. I mean, that's what I keep getting.
well, you could also be that annoying drunk, like you're okay when you're sober, but you can't handle your alcohol, and like that much, days of drinking, it could be that. But so there was a couple arguments that had happened that evening, okay? The first one was or the first one I want to talk about is his friend Jack saw him talking to his girlfriend like in the corner, and their backs were to them. So I don't know if like he got upset, because I read that like he was kind of known as like a ladies man type deal thing. Um and, and they had an argument, but supposedly like hashed it out, everything was fine. But later on, after they had found Noah and they had questioned the girlfriend, like the party goer, she said she never met Noah, and she did a complete like cleaning of her phone to the point that she even deleted her boyfriend's like phone number in it. The other argument was there was a 16-year-old at the party. He thought he lost his phone, and he thought Noah had taken it. So like he fish hooked Noah, and then Noah bit him, and it was like it didn't go any further. They found the kid's phone. It was under somebody else who was sleeping on the couch. So like that was done and over with. Then it was said that the birthday girl kind of had a crush on him, and he called her some unkind words, allegedly, and they thought they were close friends, so it was just like him being like drunk and stupid. But I guess he wanted to either sleep in the the birthday girl's bed or her mom's, because her mom lived there, and they were upset that I guess he was trying to get into the bed, and they told him like sleep on the floor, and that's supposedly like when he had stormed off. And her mother told his family, "Oh, I think he wanted me sexually." But some girl, this may be where your status is coming in. she updated her Snapchat story at like 3:41 in the morning, and it said, well, Noah's missing. And that was the last snaps, pictures, anything that's been posted after they were like posting all weekend long. So this is why it's pure chaos in your head, because
It's pure chaos, and I feel like when people watch this, they're gonna just be like, "What the hell is going on? What is she saying? She's stumbling over everything." I'm not trying to. I'm just trying to interpret feelings and visions and things that I'm getting, and I know it's kind of like confusing because it's confusing to me too. Like it's confusing in my head too. Because like I said, I'm getting like different sides to his personality too that he's admitting to.
and
Like
the other thing is like your cough, all that stuff. Like he was found with like 10 broken ribs, like skull and neck
okay, yeah,
injuries,
the ribs. See, I didn't know that about the ribs in the chest, but I got that the last reading too. But it's
spine
like,
fractures,
oh, the
internal
spine.
bleeding,
Okay, makes
organ
sense.
damage, teeth missing.
Yeah, that came in the last reading. That you weren't here for.
Sorry.
All this stuff kind of came in before, so it's like repeating, and I am kind of wanting to like get more on all of that because I do feel like again he was hit with a vehicle, but then there's more. It's almost like he's still alive. Let's finish him off. That's the way that it comes in because they didn't want to get help because then they're in trouble for drinking and driving and running him down. At the same time, it's like there's people that don't like him that pretend that they like him, or because I'm having a hard time like really seeing who's involved. It feels like there's multiple people that are involved.
And it's saying that there's information that his best friend's father had some of Noah's teeth in his pocket.
Which because they've been doing this, I noticed. Like after I pull the cards, like they'll take me back to certain cards, like to elaborate on them. They're showing me the protection cards. So does someone protect, or is someone protecting someone else? Because in the other cards they're showing me is the friend card. So I feel like this was a friend of his and someone that he's known for a while, but maybe there's like a falling out, a jealousy thing, like it's so hard because I can't really see. I'm struggling to see like who's involved. But so even if like the parental figure did that, he could be covering. Not necessarily that he did it, but he could be covering and by removing evidence.
Mm-hmm.
You
And the
know,
other, I mean, if the mom, if she lived there, that's another parental figure too, so.
I can't even really see who did it. I feel like there's multiple people. It personal. This was caused by anger and an argument that happened earlier. Because I keep getting the argument. The cards I pulled was due to an argument. There's an argument that happened. And there's lies going on, there's deceit going on, and there's a betrayal going on. And I know Jack passed the lie detector test. That's what I heard. So it makes me question, like, who the friend is, because I've got friend multiple times. Friend and accomplice, multiple people.
A lot of people that, I mean, you're talking over 40 people who were there. Like, no wonder
I
why
know,
this
but
is
this
so
is something that,
chaotic.
like,
And
they were angry at them. If we look at how bad this was, not only was he mowed down, in my opinion, and taken out, they got out and finished him off, multiple people, at least two. It was someone that did not like he did something to piss them off in such a way that you're going to be that brutal and beat the crap out of someone like that. Yes, when people are drunk, they get more angry sometimes.
mm-hmm.
That happens. So, or they take things to extremes sometimes when people are angry. I get that. But this was brutal to where they can't even tell. They're like not even wanting to say it's red rum. Like, more to it than that. Especially with the cards I got. It's almost like they were supposed to. The thing was, is we're going to hit him with the car. It's going to look random, like someone else hit him. But at the same thing, and say he's been drinking or whatever, right? So I kind of get that feeling, and he's running from people, or he's trying to get out of this situation that might be embarrassing or whatever it may be, right? So we're stumbling down the road, we're drunk, whatever, running, stumbling, and you have people go after you. And it's dark. And so weird. It's dark, and it's like maybe the full intention in the beginning wasn't. It's almost like I get that feeling like I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Yep.
Like that feeling. I don't know. Did that involve a vehicle? That involved somebody hitting someone, didn't it?
Yep. It was like a bunch of kids in a car. But the reason
I
why
haven't
I
seen
asked
that
like
movie
about
in a long time. But
yeah, me
it's
neither. I actually
I'm
forgot
getting
about
that
it.
reference, like, I Know What You Did Last Summer, like, there's a secret between all of them. Like, I don't know if the intention was to actually run him down, or it just happened because he was in a vulnerable state and they realized that they were ticked off at him, and then they just did it. And then he's laying there and they can't do anything because then they're going to be really in trouble, so they might as well finish him off. Like, that's the way it keeps coming in.
Well, I mean, it makes sense. And they are looking, when they found him, there was no writing on him. And apparently they put him in the shower and he didn't have his clothes on because they were dirty. Some people said he was being him, like, joking self in the shower. And some people said he was like partially unconscious. And then after they wouldn't let him sleep in the bed, he got mad and like took off. But like, I'm
That's what I'm
almost,
seeing. Like, I see him like taking off and stuff, but it's like,
if
with
you're
what
trying to sleep either in her bed or the mom's bed,
well
and
with what came in last night, it's almost like, when like you're getting caught doing something, not necessarily that he was doing it, maybe he was about to get in the bed, whatever, and someone walked in and then you like grab your clothes and run, like that kind of thing. Like, because he kept showing me like him picking up his clothes and taking off. And maybe he just put on whatever shoes were there in the house, because that's what I'm seeing, like a bunch of shoes laying around. Like, if people are in the house or asleep, or they put all their shoes there, like a pile of shoes, and he just threw the shoes on to like take off because he's
I mean,
mad
that
for
makes
whatever
sense.
reason, or he wanted to get out of there for whatever reason. But I keep going into that there was an affair going on. That card keeps popping in my head, like affair, dating, love, like that seems to center around it. And maybe part of the motive, like this feels like he disrespected someone over their girl, or was involved with their girl behind their back. Like, that's the way that it comes across, that I kind of can't shake that. And then there's anger involved in this, but there's also jealousy because of that. And because I feel like, again, like I said, he's a good looking boy. He was probably popular at some point. He probably could get any girl he wants. I mean, he's a handsome dude, so we all know the type, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we all went to school with kids like this,
Mm-hmm.
and seeing how they were at parties and stuff. Like
I
they're
don't think,
playboys.
like,
I mean, and he's
yeah.
okay with me saying that because that's how he was. It's not like he's trying to hide who he is. At the same time, and this is not talking bad about him, he's saying this, but this is like, at the same time, like, I feel like he could be a stand-up guy. It could just be when he was drunk, or it could just be he's being a young kid and they're trying to find themselves at that age. It's just how it is sometimes for a lot of them,
Yeah, I mean, it seems like he was like very well liked, football player, wanted to go into the military, had a lot going for him. And, it just seems like it was like one of them parties where you add a whole bunch of alcohol in, especially with younger people. it just seemed like issues were gonna, like, it was like a ticking time bomb from,
Yeah.
you know what I like, and that's
I
why
mean,
it
that's
seems
what it
so
feels like in
chaotic
my
in your
head.
head.
It's what it feels like in my head, and it's like at this age, that's why the drinking age is 21, because people are not fully matured at this age, and they don't know how. A lot of them don't know how to handle themselves, and then you add a bunch of people on top of it, then you put a bunch of drama in there, and it is a ticking time bomb. I mean, we've all been to those types of things where people are drunk, they misunderstand things, they take things too far. That it's almost like they over exaggerate, they get pissed off. That's when a lot of fights happen in these kind of situations, because stuff's taken the wrong way or whatever it may be. But